A lot of people may not know when I got shot, 12/5/06, a gunshot wound to my back actually caused me to be paralyzed. Then I had to wait for the swelling to go down to see if I'll be able to walk. And by God's glory, the swelling went down, I was able to walk. But I was limited by, drop foot, where you see I have this full brace. Being young, 23 years old, the mental aspect, I just was pushing myself to go. Like when the doctor said, hey, Mr. Londo, you'll never be an officer again. You always walk with a cane. It just filled my hunger and my desire to prove them wrong and just walk again. I remember vividly just the mental health aspect of it. And I was at Caroline Hospital. Basically, they rolled me out. I was still in a wheelchair at the time. And when they rolled me out, and they put us all, everybody that has spinal cord injuries, in a round table. And the depression that I see on people's face during that process, even myself, it was just so traumatic. And I'll never forget, my physical therapist was like, hey, Gondo, here go 5 pounds, just try to curl. And I can barely curl that 5 pounds, But every day, that cycle repeated itself. And every day, I began to get stronger because I wanted to get from around that round table. I wanted to be home with my family, And just being a man, I didn't really have the wherewithal to process that and share that with anybody, So it was just being a man, being a man. Sometimes we just carry that burden and don't let it off our chest. But with my platform, I just plan to take you guys on a journey on myself, how I overcame it. I spoke about using the loss of my mother in October of 2017. And again, once I got word from back home, when I say back home, I mean Sierra Leone, Freetown, that my mother had passed, we just wanted to bottle things up. I didn't forget Sergeant Rich. He came to my cell. I was in a holding cell by myself, 23 or 24 at 1. He said, what's going on, Gondo? I said, man, I lost my mother. And he knew that I already had lost my father some months back. And just the look on his face, me trying to be strong and carry that weight. But my intellect and my mind, I just looked at him. I said, man, Sergeant Rich, can you call somebody? I need to talk to somebody. Because in that moment, I knew if I didn't get that pain and everything, even with my case and the loss of both of my parents off my chest, I knew I was just going to mentally break down. So he actually just made the call. And I thank God a lady came that day, the day after. We talked for like 2 hours. So during that time, she was just basically like, well, Gondo, tell me all about yourself. So I just unloaded everything. And I never forget the look on her face. She was just like, well, unfortunately, being in prison, this is all I can give you is an hour or 2 hours of my time. But it seems like you really went through a lot. I'm glad that you got it off your chest. I wish you the best. I wish it's more. She wished that it was more that she could do for her. And just saying that, and once I got that, all that pain, that stress, my feelings off, for just years of holding it back in that moment, I felt relief, And even as I continue to grow and making my social media presence, just motivating, sharing my story, I feel like I know that I'm ministering to myself. Well, I hope that you can see yourself in me as you get to know me, through my trials or my tribulations, and just being incarcerated, restrict, jail, well, you got in jail at a record, but, anything can happen in prison. But working out was like my therapy. Working out when I was stressed was like therapy. Working out when I felt like things weren't going my way, it was my therapy, and also just the communication with other brothers in prison, because the unique thing about my situation was I embraced everything that came with it. The talk, the negative, even the good. And I was never scared to say who I was in my walk in life where I am now. It'll share my story to show people that, we can't judge a book by its cover. And we all make mistakes, but, I wanted to have that dialogue with brothers in prison because it was just such a diverse environment. Where I spent 82 months there, and that became my home, to be frank. So, I built a lot of relationships when I was in prison when we spoke. I can remember when COVID hit at 20. Well, a lot of people were dying in prison. A lot of guys are abusing their sisters and their siblings. And one brother that I was cool with from VA, I'll never forget, he was close with his sister, and his sister actually passed. And he's a man of faith, strong dude, had about 30 years showing his prison time. And I can just look at he was just holding it in. I just say, man, whenever you're ready to talk, they talk. So, he still didn't come to him. So one day I just took it upon myself to go to his cell or his cube at the laws at what the law was cubicle. But anyway, I walk in there over and man, I'm here to listen, man. And he just let it all out. Just basically just telling me how he felt. I was an air for him. I shared my struggles that I dealt with losing my mom and my pops. And that created that bond with us, stronger. Just having that conversation because we both can relate to each other through loss. I feel like, that's what's needed. People stepping up and sharing their stories so they can help another person get through their trials and tribulations, whether it's how to be successful or is this how to, get from the bottom. And I feel like I'm at the bottom right now, but I'm on my way up. I'm working my way up. Also, I just think it's very, very imperative, to have those conversations, and that's what I plan to do with my platform, is just have those tough conversations where me, myself, I'm going to be very transparent with my struggle. So with alcoholism, I remember vividly, I used to party a lot. And just with a mental health standpoint, I used to be in the club, popping bottles, standing on couches, and I would be crying out for people. Basically having 2 bottles of rosé in my hand, a lot glorifying alcohol, nothing, but that's just the space I was in at that time. Standing on a couch, 2 bottles of rosé in my hand, and I do a caption saying, "Rosé for the pain," because I didn't even know how to communicate to my family about all what I was doing, but I was calling for help. And that's just the reality of it. And it's a lot of brothers out there in the same situation or can relate to that. The only way is speaking indirectly, whatever acts for help for being in the land at the same time. They're not really willing to open up about their struggles, So, and saying that, I've learned that, you gotta have those conversations with people who you can trust in a safe space where you don't feel judged, and you basically can have that one-on-one, that dialogue, that back and forth to help one another and build. As I'm big now on this church and builder. A lot of people talking about, I want to get rich or this is what I want to do. For me, I just want to allow the land above to just work through me. But I just want to continue to be a vessel for it. I take every day, every day, I take every day very serious, because I just feel like in the progress of life, you have to grasp hold to every second, every minute on your life, because you never know who's watching, and just a simple conversation to save a person's life.